Hello, everybody. Welcome again once more to the Unifier Hour. They tell everybody thank you. We una kanjon we naya today. They say good afternoon, good morning, good evening to you wherever you day and whoever time zone you they use for listen to we. I they welcome una all and they say a big thank you to everyone we tune in. And also they ask, say, as you don't tune in, make you share the link where you use for tuning to we today. Make you share with your friends of friends, so that then self go can join we and listen to the Unifier for this 1 hour where we did yeah. My name Navalda Kaikai, Namina the hostess, and on I can catch we on X, on YouTube, on WhatsApp, on TikTok, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and the easiest way for reach any of the one day by just visiting unifier.com. Again, that is unifier.com. Una can just go there and una go able for get to any one of we social media platform them. As usual, una can focus listen to the Unifier. So I want to bring in Dr. Richard Konteh, the Unifier, make he can say hello. Dr. Konteh.
Yeah, Valda, thank you very much. Glad for being here again today, and I look forward to a very fruitful engagement. And I also say good evening from Sierra Leone to all the viewers all over the world.
Thank you, Dr. Konteh. And as usual, I want to jump directly into we questioning. Today, we get some questions also we submitted by some of we viewers and listeners. So we will get into that day, hopefully. And also, I want to ask you this, Dr. Konteh, as usual, we get straight down to business. So right now, Salon Day at a precarious crossroads. We elections of June 2023 is still, being it's still a central theme in we governance right now. So I've been want to ask you a little bit about the elections process in SEF. Salon get a practice of announcing elections results and almost immediately swearing in the announced president. And it seems like Dande know they left enough room or space for any kind due process where maybe the another party go want for maybe challenge the results or verify the results. And my question around Dande now, are there any processes or methods that can be put into place for maybe begin for address then kind of thing and they for because we don't see in other country them and we they believe say in a democracy we need for getting kind here.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is a very important question, and I believe say this is now one of the teething issues where we don't grapple with as a country. Most of other democratic dispensations in Liberia, in Ghana, in Nigeria, and other places in West Africa, they're not a swear in the winner immediately. Usually, then they get a transition period. In Nigeria, in fact, now 3 months transition period. In other parts, now 6 weeks. You get deep varying periods. In Ghana, now about 4 or 5 weeks. Then they swear in the president. Waiting me believe say that system they help or ensure now that if, like in the case of Nigeria, now during that period that they expect say all petition cases, they would not expedite them through the various tribunals and try to get some form of judgments. So that as much as possible, they want to avoid a situation wherein they don't swear in somebody as governor or as senator or as House of Reps person, then or as, even as president, and then later on any of the courts. Therefore, the ruling will lead to them overturning the results. And dethrone in whoever they'd already installed. So because of that, they allow that period. And so I think that it work in those settings. But for me, even on a practical level, if somebody don't spend all in time, they campaign, and then even after the elections, the anxiety of waiting for the results for come. And as the results come, so that you are president, and you go to begin govern. Most times, the person not even putting thoughts here together about which type of government they get to put in place, who that they get to serve in various positions, and they are caught napping, you know. And I think a big challenge, and I think say that is possibly one of the issues that we as a country we need for revisit and try for see how we can deal with that. The other issue where I believe say we need for revisit, and I believe say the national review process to address now this whole issue about even a fixed time for elections. Many countries, like in Ghana, they get a fixed date for elections. They are the 7th of December, you know, 4 years from the 7th of December, they get another election. So it's fixed, predictable. They not left up open to the whims and caprices of whoever they're in power. In your own country, they tell you, say, after 5 years, you get a maximum of 3 years from the day where they swear in the parliament, 5 years, and then no more than 3 months after that date, you for don't announce a date for the for don't get elections. Those allowances they create room for make money. They add extra 2-3 months, extra 2-3 months. So by the time somebody don't do 2 terms, they don't add 6 months, and the law they allow that. But if we get a fixed time during which we conduct the elections every 5 years in real case, then it means anybody for no say. From the day where they swear you in, you have exactly 5 years, and we're having elections and we are moving on. So it could be helpful. You get the advantages, and that they hope say the review process where we go through as a country to help address some of those issues.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. I want to ask you another question, just a little bit furthermore on this topic. Should Sierra Leone get to a place where we able for come up with recommendations of maybe this transition period, considering all the channels where something like that they go through, how quickly you think say something like that can be implemented? Does it take years? Does it take months? And if we able for come up, if we able for reach that point there, it possible for get something like this in place before we next elections?
If possible, yes, for get that in place. I'm not think saying an entrenched provision in the constitution, but even if it is entrenched, all we need then a referendum to make the people then decide on which they want. But I think say definitely this is something where we need for give some consideration to. However, I would also therefore not say, whichever system you use, as long as the human factor inside there, we therefore ensure say people do not exploit the situation, the human factor, they try to manipulate it for whatever gain they hope to achieve from that. But I believe say it's good for the incoming president if you get a transition period, say you be able to pull off from your electioneering campaign and begin to think governance, and you go hit the ground running. I think it will be helpful. But also, when we also get a fixed time, that will limit the maneuvering, will limit the manipulations, will limit the discretion when people that they use, and we believe say they will help for make we predict, we can forecast, and know exactly when we get with next elections, and therefore, as a country, we can prepare ourselves better for that.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. Una they listen to the Unifier Hour at www.theunifier.com, and una also can catch me on any of our social media platform. Them we they on X, we they on YouTube, we they on LinkedIn, we they on WhatsApp, TikTok, and Facebook. So any one of them channel, then they way una join, una go able for catch this program. una dey listen to Dr. Richard Konteh, aka the Unifier. Dr. Konteh, the party APC is in a position of forced opposition, as many would describe it. Wetin are some way them where the opposition can hold the government accountable, especially with respect to this question of elections and the elections process where we go through right now?
Well, different ways than they. The first legal way, where provided for by law, are for go court and challenge the results if you get any legal basis to do so. However, as a party, we've been constrained in that regard because of the past experiences with the judicial process and how they don't handle previous attempts for go to court. I'm sure say you remember from 2018 to 2023, we experienced this as a party after 2018 elections. We contest the elections, the petition, a number of MP seats, including even the presidential results. They either not even list the cases, or they not assign the cases, or they just use flimsy excuses for just throw the issues out for the challenge to the presidential election results. And we get a whole catalog of issues when the issue carry the COI, even the Bar Association go to court, the party go to court for challenge, whether they in full compliance with the provisions of the law. In section 150, we get for do with the rules of court committee, we need for they in place for set the rules for the COI, and therefore the party being for characterize the whole issue as one way fall short of standard judicial prudence. And so the party will decide not for even counted as the commission of inquiry, and will not instructing members enough to participate or not for honor. And these types of repeated experiences where the party don't get, we know how they impose a speaker on we know how they pick we MPs they out of parliament, we know how they push through a lot of legislations over the period where we MPs do not get the real opportunity for challenge many of these things. So you get a whole list of these experiences. And so as a party, we lost confidence in the ability of the judiciary for be a neutral and objective arbiter in the case of electoral dispute. And so will be a result. So one other line of action where a political action where a party can take, and so you take boycott. So you either take a legal action, go to court, or you take a political action. And in this case, you opt for boycott governance, and so we will participate in any of the arms of government. And that decision where the party take now culminate into money dialogue process, and then the agreement on unity Sierra Leone way then give back to the ongoing tripartite committee engagements. So it's a whole lot of different ways, and now we hope say at the end of this process we will able to get at least a way for address some of the teething issues, and possibly even to defend and protect the democracy and ensure say right thing happen, and ensure say people then way they find guilty of actually undermining the democratic process, and we country they hold them accountable, and then the institutions also way by their very nature and structure and composition they're prone to these types of activities, maybe recommend appropriate actions for dealing with that. So this is an ongoing process. So you can either take the legal action or you take a political action. But in this particular case, the APC opt for a political action, and the political action now still go on. So I would hope that at the end of this process, we'll be able to actualize the desire for entrenched democracy in Sierra Leone, for ensure say the will of the people stand, for ensure say the people they get an opportunity for elect, who that they believe safe for lead them. And when that happens, to make everybody to respect that and not try for use or leverage on whatever privilege, opportunity, position, institution get, or try to undermine that process. So that is what we are going through, and we hope say Sierra Leone will emerge victorious at the end of the day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. That's really insightful. Is there any end date to this process? We get any dates to look forward to for, say, by this time, we could on get some results from Dandy?
Well, we get a maximum of 6 months. We the GUI for do the work, and the effective start date, 19th of December. So 6 months from that time, we believe that the process will end.
Thank you. Okay, well, Mifangulder and Tuna Doyeri, 6 months from the 19th of December, hopefully we could Doyeri positive things about the rescue of we democracy na Sierra Leone. Dr. Konteh, I want to shift gears just a tiny bit. Still talking about politics in the country. They see a lot of tribalism, regionalism, and party affiliation divides. They go on in the country. And your name is the Unifier. Waiting you get as your own plan and as a unifier for unify the country with such deep divides in all these arenas?
Yeah, I think I've been talk small on this issue last week.
Yes.
And talk say it's really unfortunate that people, then they use tribalism, regionalism, nepotism, or what have you, to just deprive the people of Sierra Leone of looking at their rights, look at their entitlements, you know, and that they use the cheapest way for get leverage over the other side. And really the extent to which they don't take up this time be unprecedented in the political history of Sierra Leone. And it should not be allowed to continue again. I believe say tribalism, regionalism not the help, and you can never develop any country with just one part of the country. You need everybody. You need all the resources. You need all the both human and material and financial resources to move the country going forward. Me, as I've been saying last week, I believe in one Sierra Leone. I believe, say, nobody in this country will be defined by virtue of a tribe, in region, in religion, or even in political affiliation. I believe, say, every Sierra Leonean will be given an equal and unfettered opportunity for actualizing fullest potentials. Therefore, I will ensure that I instill this in all members of the APC. I instill this in every Sierra Leonean, and I instill this in anybody who believe in me. I say, in Sierra Leone, we all are one, and we got to work together. And in doing this, I will lead by example. In all my life, in all my workplaces, in all my education institutions, I've always been a unifier. I've always been one where they work with everybody, regardless of state commodity. In fact, I know they even counting us. This type of person come out, who go to class for go teach or for go lecture. I know they see tribe. I just see students in front of me. You know, and that is what I believe in. I mean, in my place of work, I know they see tribe. I just see workers, colleagues. And at that, I believe so we forget even inside government. I remember when they be appoint me as Deputy Minister for Finance and Economic Development, with responsibility for economic development. I go to the ministry, I meet an empty office. I meet staff who don't even want to talk to me. They don't want to see me. And they say, in my office, nobody know they come. I manage them for 1 week. The next week, now tell me, PS, the development secretary, say, I want to talk to all the senior staff when they come in the office. So they all get in my office, then they say, I say, hey, I said, I'm waiting, you happy? They say, no. I say, I call you now for telling you some simple facts. I say, one, me na APC, me na SLPP, I know that. Una not like me, I not like una. I know that. Say, but you know nothing bring me together? Say na Sierra Leone. So we are here to serve Sierra Leone. So don't like me, I don't like you either. So don't like me, but let us work for Sierra Leone. When we come here, let us just work for Sierra Leone. And if we work for Sierra Leone, it will be good for everybody. We'll all be happy. I said, I cannot afford to come to the office and frown my face at everybody for 8-9 hours every day. I said, no, 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 no. I said, I wake up every morning around 5:36 for prepare myself for dinner in the office by 7:15. And then I feast my face whole day till 5, 6, 7 while I left for God and me. Also, by the time I go home, I don't tire. Especially I say, no, I cannot manage that. So if not the man get me, I need to manage that. So do not just find a way. Lord do the country work. And I don't need for let me. People don't need for let me. Let me just do the country work. And guess what? Some of those guys, if not all of those guys I work with in that development ministry, are still to date one of my best friends in the service. We gradually get to appreciate each other. And to this day, we are friends. This is the approach will be work for me. Some other person before the antagonistic, begin make palaver, begin report Naya, report Yanda, begin find way for sack this person, or begin fight over trigger issues. I did not take that approach. I took an approach of confronting and engaging and make reason together or see how we work together. And that make I always be bold enough for come even on this medium to tell Serena, as I say, we are now one. Yes, people have been hurt. Yes, people have been offended. Yes, people have been victimized. Yes, people have suffered. But as I can say, two wrongs can never make it right. If we need for make a fresh start, return a fresh page, so be it. But we need to move together as a country. That is not to suggest that we go entertain impunity. That is not to suggest that because we move together, because we all are one, because we create space for everybody for coming here to your fullest potentials, because we not go discriminate, because we go allow everybody to feel itself a part of the domestic infrastructure, it not mean say we could then allow people then with their greatest responsibility for outright abuse that this country will go unchecked. I don't do on record, but say for example that the death of Maury Napenguia will never go unpunished. I said the one that will bear responsibility for Maury in death Napenguia at snap over Maury in grave in village na Waroma. I promise him, say somebody will account for the death, and that will happen. The deaths in McKinney, the deaths in Tombo, the deaths in Pademba Road, etc., etc., etc. Such outright cases can never go unpunished. But beyond those types of extremes, I believe so we get to accommodate each other, we get to work together, and we get to create a space for everybody for coexist and for enjoy the little way God don't give us a country for all we enjoy it together and help for developer and take us to a level where we all be proud of.
Thank you very much, Dr. Konteh. Wow, many people there, Unayeri, Dr. Konteh, the Unifier, they tell me how and in practices of unifying the country where they live by and how he see they come together as one people because as they say, we all now one. Dr. Konteh, I'll ask you a little bit about the economy, but particularly about we borders. It looked like say we border the North Seam, and I could be wrong on this, but it looked like the North Seam forget much restriction. They seem quite open, and then they allow for an influx of good as well as bad. Are there any measures you will take for kind of tighten up with borders so that the flow where they see across with borders, they actually positively impact the economy as opposed to it like how it seems now to be just open?
You know, in a previous interview, I've been to talk about the economy. And I talk about issue around taxes and I zero in on customs. And when I come to the issue of customs and the custom duty or the charge, I talk say Sierra Leone with tax regime is too excessive. And because of the high taxes, the high customs and other charges by default, we dey give people cause for find 1,001 ways for evade taxes. And one way wey they do am na for come through Guinea, import through Guinea, and try to cross the border and bring dem kind inside. Through legal channels na Gbalamuya, uh, but others wey get smaller commodities, dey use so many of the crossing points wey dey all over the place. We get a very large border. Some dey even load am into boats and risk for come by boat na net and can land na government wharf. So we and other places na freedom. So we dey get all of these things that they happen because the tax regime is just out of this world. And it not seem as if the government they even understand. Say we tax are too high, then just they further increase and increase. The new Finance Act of 2024 just lend credence to that. It's not helpful. So people then will find ways for evade taxes. So smuggling will continue unabated, and then the tax collector they also enrich itself in the process. Okay, come, you for pay 100 million, but I will help you not pay 100 million. Or you can't pay 20 million, but then you give me 50 million, or you give me 40 million, and then you pass the paper. So the country they lost. So when we come into governance again, we go rationalize taxes across the board. We go reduce taxes across the board, but then we go broaden the tax base and bring more people from the informal sector into the formal sector that will pay taxes. We go make them not worth the while for try for smuggle. But if with all of these measures, anybody decide for smuggle or any tax collector decide for engage in fraudulent activities or deprive the people of Sierra Leone of the revenue way for reach them, there will be appropriate punitive actions. So we will strengthen the border security not only for economic reasons, but also for the security of the state. Because we also therefore make sure say arms and ammunition no come into the country unwarranted and will not, and therefore risk undermining the security of the country. We will ensure say in doing all of these things, we take appropriate measures to make the borders then more secure, but then at the same time ensuring that people will want to do business, for able to do business in an atmosphere where will be friendly. In fact, one of the things we could definitely do, and I've been starting when I've been there as Minister of Trade, I've been starting the process for trying to see how we can increase the number of hours by the port. One thing we could do when we come back into governance for ensure say we increase the number of hours. If we need to get 2 or 3 shifts, now what I so be it. We will encourage every bank to go open the kiosk right down at the port. So that the port for the operate for 12, 18 hours a day. So that when you container arrive today, if you come out today, you don't need for data tomorrow. So we don't need for continue for accumulate demurrage for enrich the foreign business person. No, we get in normal charges, we're making money from that, but not from demurrage. Demurrage is the hurt the Sierra Leonean because whatever the businessman incur at the port as part of the clearing process, it add up to the overheads and they pass them on to the consumer. So we get from those to address all of these issues. The ports go open throughout the day and even for most of the night so that anybody when you start your clearing process, you don't go clear. You don't go tell like now they say, oh, it's 3 o'clock, the back will run off, today will pay it back to tomorrow. No. You go they don't have ports, only for even come out. They don't at the port day, you pay at the bank day, you get to pay for them. And the system, so we don't start with the one-stop shop and the online clearing processes and all of this pre-clearing processes. We go strengthen them, We will educate the business people a better understand and better, so that before even you boost in their right, you go start the clearing process. And everything will be outlined. We will therefore ensure, say, we make all of these things very transparent. You know exactly if you bring this wire and you should go for pay. You don't need to bribe anybody. You don't need to go through anybody. And if anybody try for stifle that process and create undue bottlenecks, the law will take in due course. So we will do that, and things that will flow. We will make Sierra Leone very attractive again. The businessman will make money. We're making money, paying taxes, and government use the tax money for do other development activities. We will ensure, say, the big businesses, the investors, when they come, we will present them with a very attractive tax regime. We will make them choose Sierra Leone and not our neighboring countries where get multi-minerals the way we get. Once they come in, they invest, they create jobs, they pay their taxes, government makes money, and life is good for everybody. We will ensure, therefore, that as a government, we bring to ensure, say, those things we needed for also allow the business to go on, we do it. We need a very stable financial system. Currently, we banks, they're too small. And part of the reason why the banks, their capital base is so small, but because even the big businesses, the way they come, the mining firms, blah, 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 the money they can let the rich alone. The money all day out there. When they have to do procurement, they originate outside. I don't talk repeatedly, and I mean them, and I will do it. When in future, when APC come back to governance, we will ensure, say, that for the originate their procurement locally through local commercial banks. So that if the Sierra Leoneans want to do business, now for sell cars, for sell trucks and different types of things, the way the companies they need, you can do it locally from here, and you can make money. So the domestic businessman will make money, the foreign businessman will make money, the banks will make money, and governments will derive the taxes we need for financing activities. It will be a win-win for everybody. So a number of measures that they will take, and at some point later, they're going to really sit down for take week by week for outline some of the economic plans where we get to put in place for ensure we revamp the economy and especially put Sierra Leone back at that objective for sustainable growth and development.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. Listeners, you're listening to Dr. Richard Konteh, the Unifier, on www.theunifier.com. Dr. Konteh just outlined some measures where we can take for secure we borders and for make sure, say, that increased and improved security will actually turn into economic gains and advantages for the country. Dr. Konteh, I will still ask you just another question on this same topic. There's an impression out there that foreigners, they're more welcome and then they get more leeway when it comes to bidding for contracts or even the opportunity for start businesses in Salon or for invest over Sierra Leonean. Do you have any measures that you would put in place to allow Sierra Leoneans to enjoy their citizenship in this respect?
Yeah, and it's not supposed to be the case, because when I was Minister of Trade, I passed the local content policy when I had local content law, and according to that local content law, all big investments must be 20%, 25% owned by Sierra Leoneans, nationally owned. So that in itself will already ensure, say, even the big investments will get a local content, will get Sierra Leoneans for being involved. And the same is true even for the recruitment process, the labor, for all of these things. 20% of all senior level management for Sierra Leoneans, 50% of all middle level for Sierra Leonean, and 100% of all level for Sierra Leonean. So those things are provided for. Waiting will they try for encourage, waiting will be the envisage as Minister of Trade in consultation with my boss, the president at the time, what will they try for achieve? Then for say, let the foreign investors they understand, say, not to their money that they carry with Naya. Not to their money. Now trust that they go trust. So the risk, when they're ready for take for can invest, follow man themselves one for taker. So let's partner. That's why I say let's have 25-30% national ownership of this country. So let themselves to take the risk, you know. And if it's a viable project, government can also come in some cases to assist or take the necessary guarantees to make it happen. So yes, we go ensure say foreign and national, local businesses for flourish. We'll create incentives for all, and we'll not allow make one sector flourish at the expense of the other. They all have to come. We believe, say, the private sector for be the engine for economic growth and prosperity. We for encourage them for kind side, put them on, bring in foreign capital into our banking system, into our economy. But they for make money also. But when they make money, they pay their taxes, and government will use the taxes for other development activities. They will create jobs so that they will reduce the pressure of government becoming the sole employer. Part of the reason why politics will become a zero-sum game or it become a winner takes all or whatever you want to call it, and because now government what they employ. The government becomes the sole employer, then anybody will win after give jobs to the one that will support them. But if the private sector they flourish, then there will be equally good jobs, if not better jobs in the private sector. And they are under normal circumstances, not under this kind of dispensation where then they try for manipulate and influence things otherwise. But under normal circumstances, you know, the private institutions will go for the best possible. And not necessarily somebody where belong to a party, somebody will belong to the tribe, as we see it happen in some instances. So we hope, say, we will create that atmosphere where the private sector will flourish, where the private sector will employ people, where the private sector will make their money, and then they will pay their taxes, where the private sector will bring in their money into the banking system. Now, yeah, the banks then will get foreign capital for even able get money to the OMCs and other institutions who need for go and do their imports. And then once the economy buoyant, cash can flow inside, then it will be fine for everybody. Government will generate income, banks will make their money, businesses will get the activities they're financed, and life will be fine for everybody. So these are the types of measures we will take for ensure say everything goes quickly, but we need everybody. The private sector is critical. Any country will not get a vibrant, a buoyant private sector in order for work. If we don't put in place through doing business initiatives, a lot of measures for ensure say we ease doing business in this country, and we can get for rise to the 6th most improved country in the world for ease of doing business. So we can do it again, and we can make sure that attractive again. But to make all of that happen, you know, will ever happen succeed in a state of insecurity. And if anybody feels say where to German then they go all over the place with guns, and that security you're missing it. That is not security. But that is insecurity.
Absolutely.
And they always talk about the time of President Kuruma. President Kuruma, they enter Matoka in one year, drive around this country. You know, they see policeman, they carry a gun. I know it's almost German. Now Mark P is almost permanent. That is not done. It's a sign of insecurity, not a sign of security. When they see that they mount AA, that the pastor up there at this country as if they are at war. We are not at war. We are a very peaceful country. We are very peaceful people. And we get for trust to serve and move together. I believe say if we do the right thing for people, we don't need for freedom. So leaders are very accommodating people, very understanding people, very friendly people. We don't need all these scare tactics. We just make the investors they're afraid for come. And the way in which I see that they terminate contracts, award contracts, you know they instill confidence in the investor either. Security of contracts. Very, very important for the investor. You get to be assured, say, even if there's a change of government, this contract will enter into to subsist. But if with every change of government, they get for terminate all their own contract, they bring new one there, what are the guarantee say if you self-command, they will terminate you? That should not happen. So we just try to instill more confidence in the private sector, more confidence in the business sector, more confidence in the operations of the economy. And so we put in those critical positions people that we know the left from the right, who know the right thing to do. And I believe so we have loads of them in this country and in the diaspora, and we will harness all those resources for make Benin a better place.
Thank you, Dr. Konteh. I want to turn my attention a little bit to some of the questions there where we viewers and listeners then submit. And with that, one of the first questions there were I get now that a listener want for know if anything can be done to better address our prison overcrowding and for improved crime to punishment ratio. And the instance where he cite now an example of a say plenty driver than they prison for simple offenses like driving while wearing slippers or flip-flops. And then they go jail for 3 months, 6 months, and that they want to know whether there's anything that can be done to better address that.
That is perfectly true. Me, be not be an inmate for a crime I not commit. I don't do a CID for over a week, about 8 days in all. That CID, I don't interact, and because they go lock me down with the common criminals, so I've been they talk to them for some of the reasons for which they be did it. They on call for, they don't need for go there for that. Then I've been in a Pademba for 16 days, again for a crime I not commit, and I've been they interact with other inmates. And one of the things they want to find out say, there was, for example, this guy who was actually our red band. He was the head for we all the prisoner there inside Pademba. This boy done dey na Pademba for over 20 years. He not ever go na court. One big man, this boy he be the saw board. So then go saw board, where they cut the tick. Mistakenly, the tick for down in company. He died. This in company happened to be related to one big man. They just bond with this boy, they go Ibana Pademba. He not ever go na court. They not ever charge him. And he was there for over 20 years. He rise for become the red band.
Wow.
This guy is a very good carpenter. So now be the head the carpentry workshop. Na Pademba. Well, when I left, I make sure say I draw attention to some of those issues and they got addressed. I also meet a number of young people where they tell me say for very minor offenses, they just go to the and forget about it. I'll be able for some in particular I draw attention where I come on as well and they'll be able to get the issue addressed. So definitely we have so many of those cases where not get any business in it. This is the whole idea why we can transform the prison service from a prison service to a correctional facility. And that is why when I be the head the peace building fund, we put a lot of money into the correctional services center for create these opportunities for people then for day and train and all the rest of it. We also invest a lot of money to the judiciary for try to clear the backlog of cases. We build new magistrate courts. We provide vehicles and basic equipments where the judges they need for facilitate their work for expedite the process. We recruit additional staff for the judiciary just to let we fast track many of these cases. You know, and I do hope and pray say we will really get to the stage where judges, magistrates, and people where they or the police generally will help in the in dispensing justice for ensure say they not incarcerate people who don't get any business being incarcerated. Yes, when people commit crimes, they should be fined, but it will be almost spontaneous. you do this, there's a penalty, and if you don't do it, if you do it, they pound you matoka. If you know can't clear out within the day, the auction, and we can create business for the private sector. They will bring tow trucks. You go clear one area of first time and secure them. We see them catch you, you drive with a park or whatever it is, then levy a fine, then impound the vehicle. If you not can pay the fine within a particular period, they auction you matoka. If you see them go out for 1, 2, 3 people, that nonsense they stop. But if you take that person, go look at Padeba, tell the person never get found in the future. Nobody even knows say they Padeba. You say go left and they don't even remember say don't take go person like Padeba. They did it for decades in the language until one day somebody just draw attention to the issue and somebody help to get the matters resolved. So these type of things not supposed to happen. There is real overcrowding in the prisons. I was there myself, so I know the level of overcrowding where they did it and it's not right. And we try for upgrade the facilities a bit, but it is still not optimal. There's still a whole room for improvement. And the whole issue around even the location of Pademba, for example, need for a visitor. When we come into governance, we will initiate the process, but maybe we'll complete them. We will see how we can transform that whole Pademba facility, they move us somewhere else and use that place for more profitable economic activity and take the prison outside of town to a more secure place. But then the most important thing is that anybody will not get any business for going to prison, not for go prison. If like case where person forget bill, let them bill the person, and somebody can stand assaulting for the person, you may go the car attend court. But there are different measures. I believe say when we get for separate the Attorney General from the Minister of Justice, then the Minister of Justice will help for do the necessary reforms to the whole judiciary for ensure say we deal with all of these issues once and for all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Konteh. And they sound very promising and very encouraging. Another question where I get from we listener them, now that they want to know whether the APC party gets communication protocol, because then they wonder why they're not a yearly official communique on economic issues, or why the party not seem for they produce an alternative narrative to the government and hold them accountable in that way.
This is not part of the unfortunate reality of the political system in Sierra Leone. There is one way not they allow for make we shadow the various ministries, for example, for ensure say on every issue we can take the government on as an opposition, and so we literally allow the government to get a field day, as we put it that way, and to do things at will, and there's nobody to challenge them. I believe say we could change that with time. We will really ensure say when you are in opposition, you have to be in opposition, but then you therefore put in place a system wherein you get people there where they take on, where they shadow the various ministries, various departments and agencies, and ensure say whatever is not going in the correct way is brought to the fore, and we engage on the issues and they deal with them. Like the issues where they go on the parliament. I'm surprised that the parliamentarians they sleep when such flagrant abuse of office, flagrant corruption they take place at the parliament. It doesn't happen. If we make noise about that, we are there to oppose. We are opposition people. If we make noise, it's not right. I mean, if these are the same people who were vilifying and shouting about APC and corruption, and then when they come into power, they're even worse than anything unprecedented in this country. We have to make noise about it. And I believe so we should. And I believe so as a party, we go gradually come together and try to see how we can deal with some of these issues. Yes, we will.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. I think we get time for one more viewer question. And that question, they say, it obviously salon divided. But that the APC membership, the grassroots, believe say APC also they grapple with their own internal divisions and splintering. And the person want to know whose plan that you get for unite the party and strengthen in prowess as the mighty APC.
Every effort where I don't make sense enter politics has been to bring people together, to bring the party together. And I offer selfless service in that regard. In the engagements by the party, I don't identify the number of areas which we need for do a bit more. One thing about me is that whenever I observe anything on the right, I say it out. When they invite me to expanded NAC meetings, I bring those issues to the fore. When I attend other meetings, I bring to the fore all of those issues and encourage or see how we work together. I offer myself or give support to the leadership whenever they need us. Sometimes I volunteer myself for assist and encourage to bring together. But and I take every opportunity for make every politician, every APCian understand say not only a united APC that will able to win an election and get into governance. Yes, we all get we ambitions. Yes, we all get we desires for attain whatever positions we want for attain. But make it not be a do or die business. You may win, you may not win. If you win, hallelujah, life goes on. If you don't win, hallelujah, life still goes on. To do or die business. So, and make people then realize, whenever they go into a race, I'm not possible for winning. All man they win together. But when you win, be magnanimous in victory, draw everybody together. And you will win, you get that responsibility. That is why I always say to this government, you were there in governance, that you get a responsibility for bring the opposition closer. You know they unite a country by antagonizing the opposition. In a similar way, within the APC party, you know go succeed in leadership if you antagonize everybody who APC it's up with you for fight for a position, or everybody will lose out in the lower level elections, antagonize them, just ostracize them. They work. When you win, you have to be magnanimous in victory, reach out, bring everybody together, and that is what we need to do as a party. We need to do a more reaching out and bring people more together. This week, we get series of meetings at the party office. We're geared towards those types of things, seeing how people can come together. I think the acknowledgement, the realization, when they come up small. But of course, I hope that it is not also another ploy for try forget phase 2 of waiting happen with Team A business. No, I hope it's a genuine effort to make people then come together. And because that will happen in 2023, it not will happen again in the APC. And I hope say people understand, say, if they try and this time, nobody will accept them. But we need to make genuine efforts for bring everybody together, and the leaders can get a responsibility for bring people together, for get people and give them space for where they can make their contribution. Because together, and only together, can we make Sierra Leone a better place, and we make APC a victorious party, and we make APC a strong and vibrant party for us to reckon.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, listeners. We almost did draw to a close, and as usual, Dr. Konteh will take the platform and bring in final message to we. But I get one last viewer question where I want to put to you. I think say go time very well with your closing message, and that question is, what thing you will do differently to the party and to the country, we go move we away from politics as usual in Saloon?
I did not address that in the previous answers, but I will repeat myself again. I will be a leader. We will reach out and ensure say I will be magnanimous in victory. I go reach out to my colleagues, I go reach out to everybody and make everybody feel say, winner, winner. With me, there's no loser. We just get a winner, but we'll not get any loser. I will go for create that space for everybody to come together. And that is the spirit where I believe say we need inside the APC party, and at the spiritual piece we need even in governance, the national level in Sierra Leone. We therefore make sure say when we come into power as a party, APC, whenever that will happen, sooner or later, we get for ensure say we open up and create space for everybody to come and be part of the governance architecture. And we as the leaders will lead by example. We will not just offer lip service to we attempts for Unifier. That is why I've used unification as the trump card of the campaign. Because I believe say we have to unify our party, we have to unify our country. Any small side where you did, if you're a constituency chairman, not say the one that always lost the constituency, a bad one there. Now one more win, now better. No, when bring them all together. Within your district, the one that will not be win, bring them together. Within your region, the one that will not be win, bring them together. Within the national level, the one that will not be win, bring everybody together, because we all get a part of play for make the whole thing a success. And I believe say that that's the way forward. So today, what I want to leave you with a message of peace, a message of unity, a message of reconciliation. Yes, over the years, we feel hurt for various reasons. People don't offend me, they don't hurt me, they don't do me things where we're not happy about. But that is life. Even Jesus didn't do unto them. They do unto them. But he said, Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. I want to say, anybody who feels say he hurt, anybody who feels say they don't do something bad, they just say, Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. Because maybe if they be no, what they do, they're not for doing. So pray for them, make God sorry for them. Open your arms and bring everybody together. Sierra Leone needs all of us. Not one part of the country, not one tribe, not one region. No. We need everybody to work together for a better Sierra Leone. And Unifier ready for champion that. Unifier ready for lead by example. Because I believe say that is the only way we will create a better Sierra Leone. Then we all come together, then we all open arms, then we all work together. Then we forgive the way we feel say we don't want to be. Then we embrace everybody in love, peace, and unity. When there is love, when there is peace, when there is unity, the country goes sweet again. Investors will come, money will flow, and everything will be fine.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. Thank you for all your response then. Thank you for the way we can enlighten we. And thank you for your willingness for join we every week, for make you reach out to the country, to the general membership. We really appreciate your time. We viewers and we listeners, we also they say thank you to Una because Una they take Una time, Una stay up. Some of Una they stay up late for join we. Some of Una they grab early for join we, and some of Una get for adjust Una day for join we. We they thank Una all. We they invite Una for join we back next week at the same time, same place. Today we also get a special treat for Una. At the end of this broadcast, there will also be a discussion, a panel discussion. So I want to invite Una for stay on and for join into the panel discussion for Mikunayeri analysis of this program and some other things that we discussed during the program. And maybe UNASEF can get opportunity for give some input. With that, I want to say a great weekend to everybody. Thank you again for listening, and make Dr. Konteh just come and say goodbye before we close. Dr. Konteh.
Yeah, but this year, I will say, Malo, we fumble them. Bona thank you. Afmaminu, momonu. Good night.
Good night.
Good evening. Nyabondesia, Afimamu, good evening. That was the ending of Dr. Konteh's remarks. Welcome, everyone. My name is Abiose P, and today I'll be the one that is organizing this panel discussion. So they go in between Creole and also English. But before we start, I want to go over Dr. Richard in last remarks. They say Sierra Leone, we don't need regional division, we don't need party division, we don't need political division. Now a country where sweet, now a country where people that like each other. This, indeed, now the salon where we they hope for. Welcome, as we invite the panel discussionists them at a given time for let them introduce themselves. We'll start with Mr. Shekhar. Mr. Usman, okay, yeah, all right. Mr. Shekhar, over to you. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Me or Usman?
Shekhar.
Oh, good evening. My name Shekhar Clever Kamara, and I'm one of the panelists this evening. Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. Kamara. We're glad you forget you here this evening. And over to you, Mr. Usman. Please introduce yourself. We're not hearing you, Mr. Usman. Okay, while it is fixing mic, I will take over right now. Before we begin, some of the things that we Dr. Richard Konteh talk about, now very interesting topic then. If you don't listen to we, you get question that you're welcome for do so. If you didn't on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you don't listen to we, feel free for send question, feel free for give your input. If you also want for join, let we know and we can go over them question then there. So one of the things that we leader talk about the border and economy. I want today, as we go visit that, we can talk about this. Some of the impacts them where border or restriction in the taxes gets and how it impacts we nation. Mr. Shekhar, I'll go over to you, sir.
Oh, yes, thank you very much, Madam Pierre. It's a privilege for Meg Abudea this evening. The question about the border, who Dr. Richard Konteh being perfectly analyzed, it is right in the heart of the country and the people. If you go to Freetown or Sierra Leone, you go hear the echoes of that, how we borders they've kind of open, and particularly Dr. Konteh hit on the security side. I was so impressed when he analyzed them, and that's exactly the truth, because a country, not when we army man them, we police them with guns around the country, say the country is secure. It's just part of it. But the primary security for a country is how we borders them being control. And Dr. Konteh talked perfectly about that. And also talk about the economic value of the borders, what we would do, and why would people really do what they do so, particularly the one that would smuggle businesses for come in and out of the country. And it's because of the higher taxes, what people they pay. So if we get a leverage for the country, I feel to say that will minimize, and which is very true. And I believe to say if Dr. Konteh come in power, it be the president of that country, the country go benefit, not to one person.
All right, Mr. Usman, let's see if you mic the work. You there around there? The mic the work for you. Not everybody intake on this one. Okay, somehow I lost him. Okay, so yeah, we don't hear it too. And not to secrets. Why would they wait for Mr. Usman for joining? Not to secrets for say we border not secure, that's alone. And not to secrets for say the taxes they're high. We don't see notices them, we don't come out of how people them, business people them, the amount of money where then they charge. And because of that, a lot of people they afraid, like people that way they overseas, people that way they other country within the African continent, then worry for go invest. And we know that indeed when taxes they're high, they drive away investors. You drive away people them. When you study other nations them, it happen. When you put the tax high, it crumple small businesses them. And people that way get small business, now then they run the economy. Lord bring out Mr. Usman if they're around. Lawyer, what you get for say on this?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Good. Welcome.
I believe you talk about the border security.
Of course, yes. Border security, the impact to economy.
Well, very important border security because the economy, we know they manufacture mostly nothing in Sierra Leone, from toothpick to toilet paper to food. We don't manufacture anything. So everything comes through the border. All right. It's either we get for import. So importing goods from other countries, if the border no good in terms of customs duties, charges, the ports, if that no good, it is shy away investors and people are able to import things then because remember, we don't manufacture anything. So we get to buy everything from outside. So we need for able to get a port where things are able to come inside in an encouraging way that people then go to sell and make profit as well. So Dr. Konteh will talk about port charges, the custom duties. It discourage investors or people who ship because it costs so much when you ship into Sierra Leone. There is so many corruption at the port. We ship containers all the time. So most of the time, like we say, you get a bribe. It's not one-stop shop. The prices are not constant. Everything they change depends on who that in at the office that day. So security, border security, not only for the economy, also look like places like the Guinea, the border with Guinea. I have experienced it where I take boat, go Guinea, then tell me how to return back. Because Guinea, they're in charge of the boats them. The boat are not on the Salon side. All the boat them for Costco Guinea, then are Guinea side. If they not send the boat them, they will go over there. And when you go over there, then can send you back. I don't experience that myself. Another thing with border security, like you say, coming in, flying into Sierra Leone, it's expensive. Taxes at the airport. So people don't use Guinea. So Guinea benefits Liberia and other areas before they come inside Sierra Leone. And you get to go through the road for coming inside. When you get at the border again, those border security, you bribe. If they're paying the border guard 5 million, if that, maybe 2 million a month, and somebody that smuggle things to come inside, it get on 20 million. Now you tell me what that border security guy would do. He gets 2 million a month, and somebody just come into the border and give him 200 million or 10 million or 30 million.
Okay.
He will let him go.
So that is really a problem. I'm going to cut you there. So let's talk about the container. That is something where Dr. Richard talk about the time of the container, the time where you don't reach now the custom for offload the container. And you talk about bribing also. Mr. Shekhar, tell me back how this impact the business then, where it take longer time for me them able for open the container. And I don't hear you say at times skin they serve. So man we see can go not so they meet. Then you don't open and then take things and they tell me about more.
Okay, thank you very much. There's problems. Mr. Kamara highlights some of them because he's right now currently he do shipping. Every month he send at least two containers, and he know what thing he go through. But Dr. Konteh actually he analyzed them very well, and I so much appreciate him. What he say, the ports go almost open 24 hours, 7 days a week. So therefore, people not get when they ship then consignments and they reach now the ports, they don't get for wait for too long, so then demurrage. Because demurrage they pile up the cost what they get for pay. So therefore, if you reach today, you're able to pull your container today or at least by tomorrow. It's so perfect. It cuts the cost and cuts the time. Not only the cost, but the time of the process for make you get your goods and you do business. And this, the consumer they benefit out of them also. But under the circumstances, right now, God save Sierra Leone. Because you send me vehicle be almost one left on the port because it not look what for pull up again, so only because now my private vehicle. What about people who they go sell? And again, here one thing we know they realize now Sierra Leone is that we always look at the big investors then. The big investors are not the engine of the economy. Now, them petty traders here, every day they are out there, doing business. Petty traders. And that's why we really need to care about if we want to make we succeed, if we want to control the economy. And
all right. Let me redirect you, Mr. Shekhar. I'm sorry, I cut you a little bit because of the time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about big investors. Dr. Richard talk about, so one of the questions that somebody asked was, how about businesses that they give business then to the Sierra Leone and they instead of to foreigners then. Let's talk about this. How is that? For it be said and can't put somebody on top of we. You not Sierra Leone, you don't go bid. Then they choose the foreigner over you. Mr. Usman, your take.
Well, simple. Before I even go into that, it costs the average Sierra Leonean for ship a 40-foot container 200 million leones. Okay? That's it. Let's go fathom that one. $8,000 each container. All right? There are some charges that I don't even know how to pull them. But anyway, let's go back in terms of bidding and winning the bid. Okay, it's all because of the corruption that we country. Everything line up with politics. It's who you know in high places. So when you go bid, chances are you go bribe because you get for bribe for letting you the contract. Okay, so if you go bid for something and you get for go bribe for letting you that contract, so the first thing you do after they give you a contract, now for pull you bribe your money for so you don't go get it. Okay. So it's not everything that happens there in terms of giving the contract to foreigners instead of Sierra Leoneans. Now, because maybe the Sierra Leonean, no one do the bribing, forget the bid. But the foreigner willing maybe for bribe, they get the bid. Okay.
Wow.
I don't know their situation, but I know say there is definitely whoever has the final say for Uda forget the bid, get paid.
Wow.
Now,
so this
if I may come in,
go ahead. Mr.
Thank you very much. The average Sierra Leoneans, they have the know-how, they have the knowledge of business, but they don't have the capital. See, Dr. Konteh states something very important. He said, even all them big investors here, when they come in at the country, they know they come with their own personal money. Now money what then they ask now here or other countries for loan them. But we own country, we get honorable people that were now serious minded people in business. But we know they encourage them, we know they give them the loans for make them bid for them contract here, or we they get otherwise we they pass them on to foreigners. And
if I can say something,
Yeah,
Sheka,
final take on that, Mr. Usman.
if I can say something about that, who owns the bank? Who controls the lending in the banks? Where is the collectoral? You know, I mean, they give to their own bodies, okay? Then give to people that we don't know or their own family.
Yes.
If only they can give the loans to credible people, then we're able to put them oath down as a collectoral. We're able to put something down. But you know they qualify safe. First of all, you know they get access for go now the loan part of the bank where if you not get somebody inside the bank. Okay, so let's start it that way first.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
now the rich
not
become
coming,
richer.
yeah.
The rich get richer.
Yeah, no, I make you see them foreigner, they not get no respect for we. They not get one respect for we. I remember somebody send money from where they salon for go pick the money. The way where this foreigner talk to me, I look the post, I'm like, you know, I tell them, I say I not blame you. I say that because the kind way where they don't put on top of winner, so I make una feel say una go talk to all man. And this it affects people them mentally really in that country. They not so only people that know where they update. But I want for change. I want to talk about something else. Election. Talking about fixing a date. You know, I like the way Dr. Konteh presents and say other countries and they will get fixed dates for election. Salon no gets. So that means that the sitting president can decide when election, can decide say election are 5 years or 10 years later after then time down. So let's get to take on that, Mr. Usman.
Well, me just feel say it's a good way we to get the tripartite committee. We get recommendation and get for come from that committee. Hopefully, the government go adhere to their recommendation and we get the likes of the Richard Konteh. He's good at electioneering. So I know say in kind of the sidon he get they can do with and call overnight. So in don't mention already some of the recommendation then we I believe say in any democracy the people of that country for know when the election day. Even at them place every day, we know when a primary election, we know when at the main election, it's set according to the constitution and it's set. But in Sierra Leone, I hope and pray that the tripartite committee with the people that will get inside the committee will make those recommendations like how Dr. Richard said, don't talk about it. And I know say with him being on that table, some things like this will come to pass and then hopefully the government will adopt them, but we need them.
We need them. Indeed, Mr. Sheka, tell me what.
Yes,
What
indeed,
do you think about
Dr. Konteh hit the nail on the head on that. That has been, I've been in politics since 1973, but over the past 10, 15 years, that has been my biggest concern. Why we don't get a date set, a fixed date. Well, everybody, whether you're in the country or not, you know, say for 4 years, 5 years, at this date, elections they come. If I travel myself, I can Sierra Leone. And thanks to Dr. Konteh, and we pray for her. My colleague here, Mr. Usman, talk about the tripartite committee. We pray for one of the recommendations will be let's have a fixed date for general elections in that country. And
yes,
Dr. Konteh, you have our blessing and our support.
And I agree with that. We really need a fixed date so we all go know for say, okay, like some of we were there out, we go say, well, I know say December 20 in an election, I go prepare myself for it, I go register or let's say registration at this date. But so many times people that way they out not able to meet up because the date's not fixed. By the time you tell them they engage in other things, them. So then I think that they go also for able people that were loyal to the nation go able involve more into politics and involve more into their rights, because now a right for we all participate in election, for let we go vote, let we choose the person we want as a leader. So I wonder we move on to the banking system. It's a very interesting topic. When Ayeri and Dr. Konteh they talk about that, I just smile because I know when I go salon, the experience where I get at the bank, it be very interesting. I think say the money where they outside at the bank at the country, Iboku pass the one where they at the bank. And it said the bank small. And I'm thinking, no, the bank is not small. The bank is big. Now people they know they go put money, but I agree with her, it no better. So let's hear you, Mr. Sheka. Let's talk about this banking.
Actually, I go along with Dr. Konteh.
Yeah.
I'm not being a politician. I'm not be into finance too much. I see banks them all over the country, and I don't know how much really then they operate. I have me 2-3 accounts. Go there, do my business, and get out. I have never asked for a loan from a bank, so I don't really make. Maybe me comrade here, Mr. Usman, will shed light on that.
Okay.
Yes,
Over to you. Hold on a
definitely.
second, okay? Hold on, Mr.
Yeah.
Usman. If you don't listen to me, this now the new Unifier panelist discussion of waiting Dr. Richard Konteh highlights. We just did talk more on it and deliberate more. If you get question, feel free for send out whatever platform you listen to. Yes, go over to you, Mr.
The
Usman.
banking system that we country, let God help we, and we need for an overhaul. Okay. Now the average Sierra Leone know they put him money in a bank because you not trust the banking system. The banking system, you put 10 million, you go take 10 million, then they give you 5 million, say money no dey. You understand? You know they get you money where you put them back. It's sad. It's sad because you will put your money, when you go get your money, you they make line. You just team up in a line for 5 hours for letting you 1 or 2 million. So it's also discouraging that the average Sierra Leonean not believe for putting money in a bank because they don't know when they go there, if they go give them the money back or when they go give them the money. Because bank it say money no dey. Or then you the old note. Look at this old note, new note saga we come. So Dr. Konteh know the issues. Dr. Konteh was there. He knows. So he get the solution them. Me that tell you as an experienced Sierra Leonean, when I go to a bank na salon, sometimes I need to go to safe. I just send because I'm not in at 3, 4, 5 hours for take $100. If you want to take $100, we na like 2 million loans. You make a line. So I mean, it's so discouraging for even go physically at the bank. So you go get possibly they send for the day. Say, but yeah, go take for me 5 million. You go there the whole day. You come back in the evening. So if you
I
do
agree with
business,
you on that.
Right.
Because me self get the same experience. I sit on a bank, this guy, somebody send money for our overseas. Imagine money where they send through the banking. The bank said they're not getting enough money for them. They get forfeit for that. Can you imagine your money you get forfeit? So I really see why a lot of people know they put their money in a bank. But that's not something really where we need for address. And we believe say with Dr. Richard Konteh, with the plans then where it on highlights, we go see changes and we dey hope for better change. I want to talk was something very touching for me, and I think it bring a little tears in my eyes. The jailing system. The
Yeah.
jailing system, I be really moved. I know when I explain to me, maybe I don't come on salon quick or
yeah.
I don't escape. What about back? Where you drive with back? What's in that there for do?
Well,
Oh.
I can tell you,
It's
I
up
can
to.
tell you a little bit.
We get a little
Go ahead,
time, but
checker.
let's make it short. 1 minute.
Make your point, checker. I can
No,
tell
no,
you a little bit about the
go
bank.
ahead, go ahead. Usman, go
Okay,
ahead.
now remember, I know about correctional system. I studied criminal justice. I've been in Pademba Road. I've been in the female prison at Sierra Leone. It's deplorable. It's sad. You know one go inside it. But you know what, Tim? I wish that the present leaders were able to be in Pademba Road or CID for even 2 days. They will come out because you know when you become a politician, Pademba Road and CID for be you place. You know, say it's a place for criminals, it's a place for politicians. So Dr. Konteh experience is good because people like Dr. Konteh, if they take the helm of leadership, they know let's make Pademba Road better because I was there. I saw it, I experienced it, and it's not good for human beings. Okay, so some of them leaders that were there today, they have never experienced being locked up in Sierra Leone. If they get that experience what Dr. Konteh gets, then go paint that place, then go make sure they clean there, then go
Right.
make sure the people are taking care of them because there's no say one day then say go inside it. You
Okay,
understand?
but Sheka, you got something for say on that?
Yes.
So we'll get
Yeah.
really crunch on time.
I know. Yeah, I know that. Actually, you reference sleepers, half back, or I know. So people know exactly that is the point we'll make today. We get hundreds of youth them in jail for a reason where they don't even know. There is a law in Sierra Leone for say we know for drive with half back, but people don't know why. And a lot of people don't even know, say they're not for drive with half back or sleep.
So what's that? My question is why?
The reason is
not for you cell phone at petrol station. I don't know. But tell me about it. What's the not for drive with half back?
The reason
You can
is
get an accident.
because half back he open at the front between your toes and the half back itself. So they cross over your foot for going at the pedals. So they don't want to make the half back cuts na the foot, na the pedal. That is the reason. But people don't know.
They don't know. People don't know that. We need for fair way for sensitize people there on that.
Exactly.
Well, actually, where you go take your license, then for teach you that.
Yeah.
You know that guy with slippers because you can cause an accident, and your cell phone, you're not gonna use your cell phone at gas station because the radiation can cause a fire. Okay.
They are not doing that. We could be sitting.
When they told me, I was like, "Usami come out and use my cell phone." Nobody know, and they tell me that. But these are all things where people that like me don't know. So I'm sure people that don't know that. So we need for fair way out for. I hope people that they listen, we within our government right now, so that they go able learn and then go able for apply then discussion there. But we know say way Dr. Isha Konteh come. These are things then for sure where action will take for amend them. I want to go. We get 2 minutes, so you guys have 1 minute, actually 30 seconds to talk on this. The parliament case, the corruption in the parliament. Tell me, let's talk about it. What do you guys think? 30 seconds.
My take on that, Paran should be disqualified or get out of that parliament. He has no business to be a member of parliament anymore in Sierra Leone. Period. No more discussion.
Okay.
Paran should be expelled and disqualified from becoming a member of parliament in the country of Sierra Leone.
All right, Pashaka.
Not only expelled from the parliament, if are also going to prison. Period. You not lawmaker. For God heaven's sake, the buck stop on you. Now you they go cause them kind of problem. Yeah. So who would they go report now? So get him out, take him in jail, then follow the due process of the law.
All right, thank you, gentlemen, for coming this night and hanging out with me, and thank you everybody who they listen to Unifier panel discussion. We're glad that you able for join we this net, and we hope say you go able for join we next week for more topics, more interview, more question. Feel free for send you question. You can also go on Dr. Isha Konteh page and left your question in there, so that next week where it go able for answer. Can you say goodbye, Mr. Shekhar, to the people?
Family una good night. Ndirano, how you say it in other languages. Just I want to follow Mr. Dr. Konteh.
All right, your time is up, Mr. Usman.
Famulem una bye-bye. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you all, and you all have a great night.